morning, dear hearts. We're on lesson 284. I am going to start by reading more of what is the Holy Spirit. And I've had, some comments, and I agree that what a beautiful section this is. What wonderful lessons we are having. And it's interesting because pretty much I get those comments, and I feel that way about any of the sections that we're in part 2 of the workbook. These lessons are really so beautiful and so inspiring and so helpful, which is even the best part. So please subscribe if you haven't, and send this to someone else who might want to. What is the Holy Spirit? Well, so we'll read the first 4 paragraphs today, just for the sense of continuity. The Holy Spirit mediates between illusions and the truth, since he must bridge the gap over all of our troubled waters between reality and dreams. Perception leads to knowledge through the grace that God has given to the Holy Spirit to be his gift to everyone who turns to him for truth. As we turn to the Holy Spirit for truth, we will receive exactly what it is we need. Across the bridge that he provides are dreams all carried to the truth, to be dispelled before the light of knowledge, the light of knowledge. And the light of knowledge resides within our holy home of heaven. That is where knowledge is. Knowledge is of God. There are sights and sounds forever laid aside, because we have no need of them now. And sights and sounds are things in form and illusions and dreams, and we have no need of those either. And where they were perceived before, forgiveness has made possible perception's tranquil end. Just simply, all perceptions are gently laid down. No turmoil in doing that, no angst, no anger, no frustrations, no war, just gently laid aside. The goal the Holy Spirit's teaching sets is just this: end of dreams, end of all illusions. For sights and sound must be translated from the witnesses of fear to those of love. The witnesses of fear, those are the 5 senses, because those are the witnesses, those senses without sense. And when this is entirely accomplished, learning has achieved the only goal it has in truth. For learning, as the Holy Spirit guides it to the outcome he perceives for it, becomes the means to go beyond itself, to be replaced by eternal truth. What is really true? Truth is true. Nothing else is. And this is the goal for the Holy Spirit, is guiding us to that outcome. And as I've said, I think the past several days, that remember that the whole purpose of this world is for the healing of God's child, the healing of our mind, to come back home to eternal truth. If you but knew, love this line, if you but knew how much your Father yearns to have you recognize your sinlessness, you would not let his voice appeal in vain, nor turn away from his replacement for the fearful images and dreams you made. His voice, God's voice to us, is indeed the Holy Spirit. And if we understood that, we would not turn away from what we are being offered, the gifts that we are being offered through the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit understands the means that we made by which we would attain or try to attain what is forever unattainable. We cannot change what is changeless, and yet we try through all of the machinations of the ego. We try to make what is false into reality, and that will never happen, okay? Not even with a small r. That what is false is going to be false, and what is true is true, and we cannot shift and make the true false or the false true. And if you offer them to him, all of our insane thoughts, all of our false thoughts, to the Holy Spirit, he will employ the means that you made for exile, for separation, all of the thoughts, all of the senses, everything, all illusions and dreams, to restore our mind to where it truly is at home. So everything that we made for separation and trying to make separation true, will be shifted and changed to restore our mind to where we are at home, which of course is with our Father. From knowledge, this is the fourth paragraph, from knowledge where he has been placed by God, the Holy Spirit calls to you to let forgiveness rest upon your dreams and be restored to sanity and peace of mind. Forgiveness is the way to God. There is no other way. And the Holy Spirit gives us the means to use forgiveness to heal all of those thoughts. Without forgiveness will your dreams remain to terrify you, and the memory of all your Father's love will not return to signify the end of dreams has come. The end of dreams has come. Now, I think that leads very easily and nicely weaves into today's lesson 284, that I can elect to change all thoughts that hurt, all thoughts that terrify. If something terrifies me, it indeed hurts me. There's a few previous lessons, of course, that I will weave into today's. The first one being lesson 152, that the power of decision is my own. Today's lesson begins, loss is not loss when properly perceived. Lesson 152 begins that no one can suffer loss unless it has been his own decision, and no one suffers pain except his choice elects this state for him. So I can elect to change all thoughts that hurt, and loss is not loss when properly perceived, that indeed it was my choice, so I can change that. Pain is impossible. There is no grief without any cause at all, and suffering of any kind is nothing but a dream. So the next lesson we're going to fold into this is lesson 190, that I choose the joy of God instead of pain. And it begins by telling us that pain is a wrong perspective. It's just a wrong thought. When it is experienced in any form, it is proof of self-deception. It's not a fact at all. And then later, this lesson 190 has this wonderful line. It's one of those syllogisms, that if God is real, there is no pain. And if pain is real, there is no God, for vengeance is not part of love. So I can elect to change all thoughts that hurt, and suffering of any kind is nothing but a dream. This is the truth. At first, and now we are given a tutorial. Okay, I can elect to change all thoughts that hurt. Now we're told exactly how. We're given 5 steps. This is how we change all those hurtful thoughts. This is the truth. At first to be, but said, and then repeat it. First step, say it. Second step, repeat it. Repeat it often and repeat it many times. And then the third step, to be accepted as but partly true, with a bit of skepticism and hesitancy. Okay, it's partly true, and I have many reservations about it. But then for it to be considered seriously, more and more, consider this, that I actually can elect to change all thoughts that hurt. And then finally, accept it as the truth. Accept it as, indeed, I can do this. And it harkens back very easily to lesson 281, just the other day, that I can be hurt by nothing but my thoughts. Then I can elect to change all thoughts that hurt. Then to be considered seriously more and more, finally accepted as the truth. I can elect to change all thoughts that hurt. And I would go beyond these words today and past all the reservations, all of my hesitancy, all of my being skeptical, and arrive at full acceptance of the truth in them. And I'm going to then blend into this lesson 282, again, just the other day, that I will not be afraid of love today. I will not be afraid of God today. I will not be afraid of truth today. I will understand that I do have the power. I can elect to change every thought that hurts. The second part of today's lesson is our prayer. Father, what you have given cannot hurt, so grief and pain must be Impossible. If God is real, there is no pain. Let me not fail to trust in you today, accepting but the joyous as your gifts, accepting but the joyous as the truth. And that is what we do get to accept. What is joyful? I accept the joy of God instead of pain. I choose the joy of God instead of pain. That is what our Father wants for us. I will accept it and choose it and know that I am meant to have it today. And that's it for today. So I hope it helped. I hope you enjoyed it. I've been meaning to mention the orchid. Every time one of the orchids blooms, it's like miraculous to me because they're just so incredibly delicate and beautiful and ethereal. So please like, share, subscribe, comment, smile, breathe. Continue prayers for those who in your mind are in need of receiving them, and know that they indeed will go exactly where they're meant to. It's that pebble in the pond. Namaste.